I think that there's a lot of people that are really waking up to all of the nonsense that's going on. And in terms of conspiracy theories, there's a whole spectrum.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I heard from are actually, I feel like there is like a silent majority that is currently trapped inside a corporate cult and doesn't know what to do, but they felt very seen by our conversation. And I think that's very eye-opening.
Yeah.
Personally. I mean, I'm not surprised because I think it's just getting more and more uncomfortable for people. And as people are kind of waking up to figuring out what they want and really trying to make empowered moves to go after it, that's becoming more and more of a threat to some of these systems. And so fear tactics are being used to try to keep people down,
For
to
sure.
keep people in a box. And that's painful.
Yeah. I mean, I've experienced it. Lauren's experienced it. And I guess I never really looked at it as a cult, but we should look up the definition.
What's the definition? All right, this is where we're going to
Okay.
start. Let's correlate it to something that we potentially experienced or have seen.
Am I just going on like
corporate
Oxford
context.
Dictionary here? Like, am I going
I
on
mean,
Urban Dictionary?
go
Like, what
to-
am I going to?
You're going to cheat on our boyfriend?
All right.
So
Well, no, this ChatGPT 5 Live or whatever.
ChatGPT upgraded to 5.0 and it's garbaggio. Like, even I don't want to hang out with him anymore. We used to be friends.
Yeah, he used to be really good to me.
But now I have real friend. Just a one.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him. The definition of the neutral and academic is a religious or a social group with beliefs, practices, and rituals centered around a particular figure, idea, or object of devotion. So that's the academic version. The modern/social version is a group or a movement often led by a charismatic leader that uses manipulative, controlling, or abusive methods to maintain loyalty and obedience, often to the detriment of the members' autonomy and well-being. Well, ding, 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 that's the one. So
I think we found a winner.
So
folks.
option 2 is absolutely what we're going to be talking about today,
Sure is.
because I think that is really what's going on in a lot of different, not even just corporate, but you think about even how some of you may be feeling with like the spirituality stuff, right? It's a very unknown topic. There's a lot behind it. There's a lot of different things. You have religions, you have like there is so much stuff. So at any point, can like there be an easy transition into like that cult mentality? Absolutely, especially when you're looking for community or for something to believe in.
And I watch these documentaries and you hear from like the people that were in the cults and they're like, when you're in it, like I didn't even realize what happens is like they're putting somebody on a pedestal. When you put somebody on a pedestal, it represents beyond just that person. It gives them these attributes and these powers that before you know it, it's all about pleasing that person. Now you've got this collective power of wanting to belong and feeling like you're belonging. And as long as you're like kissing the ring of this person, then you're in. But what we want to look at is where is your culture of your organization in terms of how much weight is put on a singular person. And that could be the head of the company. That could be somebody that's a top seller. That could be somebody that has an extreme amount of influence and power. So what happens is now anybody that's operating within that environment that might be struggling with people pleasing, as an example, is more likely going to bend their values in a way that makes that person see them in a good light. Being the target can take a lot of different forms. And one of the things that I want you to think about environmentally, like when you're going into a room, let's say you're going into a big meeting, and let's say there's somebody in that meeting that is like put on that pedestal and they're kind of running that meeting. Watch what happens to the people in the room. So what would happen is you potentially feel the room totally shut down. Like, let's say that person in the room says something that's got that fear base in it, right? Publicly shaming somebody in the room, in front of the room. Like, there's a huge sign that you're in the corporate version of a cult. Number one is when somebody speaks up with a view that might be differing in some way from whatever the company line is or whatever the strongest voice in the room is, the physical reactions, the body language from that person become very like
Yeah.
there's
Ugh.
facial
What?
expressions.
How do you believe in that?
I'm disgusted. I'm like, I'm pretending not to listen. I'm on my cell phone. All these things create this environment of like, you are beneath me and what you're saying is nonsense.